Nothing. A good fat nothing. Something's going on. Right, we have a run out of memory error, so that could be referring to something wrong with the VRAM of the GPU itself.
Hey!
Really?
Yes!
I can't believe that. Hello and welcome. In this video, we're going to continue with the unboxing of the donation we started exploring in part 1. We'll keep exploring, diagnosing, and trying to fix some of the items I found in that box. And by the end of the video, we are going to have a very special guest to help me with a couple of very special items I found at the very bottom of the box. I would like to thank everybody for all the comments left in part 1. I didn't realize that some of the items I received were actually pretty special. So let's not waste any more time, let's begin with the first item. It's a sound card. According to the RetroWeb, this is an Aztec Sound Galaxy Pro 16.2. It's a 16-bit card and it features the Aztec AZT1605 main chip, which I guess is also the one looking after the digitized sound. Now, without knowing too much about this card, it looks very, very professional. I really like this, what looks like an extra shielding on the ISA connector. We have 3 CD-ROM connectors here. One is for Panasonic, one is for Mitsumi, and one is for Sony. We have an amplifier chip on this board, the TDA1516. That means you can connect speakers directly to the card. Obviously, very low power speakers, but you can do that. But there also is a line output, so if you want the highest quality and you have your own speaker, your own amplifiers, there is a line output. And for synthesized audio, there is a Yamaha chip on it. This is the OPL3. So this is absolutely fantastic. I really like this board. I don't know what's wrong with this. I don't see any obvious damage looking by that, so maybe it just works. I would say let's give it a quick go and see what happens. Now, since the last segment, I realized I really wanted to have a good motherboard, a testing motherboard that I can use every time, and I know it's reliable and working totally well. Because so far I've been using motherboards which came out from the box, and I didn't really know whether, yes, they were turning on and posting, but who knows, maybe they don't work 100%. I think I used to use the Socket 7 motherboard. It might have been my Shuttle Hot 591 if I remember right, but I went through my motherboard stock and I was looking for something which had ISA, PCI and AGP, so to try and make it more flexible for testing purposes. And I think I had 2 motherboards with this combination. One, it's an Asus, I can't remember exactly the model number, but I think it was a 440LX chipset, if not mistaken. And one is this Intel board. This is the Seattle 2 with the 440BX chipset. And my understanding is the 440BX is the most acknowledged and appreciated chip within the retro community. It's well supported a bit everywhere, so I've decided to make this my reference board for testing. Now, it hasn't been easy. The first CPU I tried died before my eyes. The first RAM I tried, well, it stopped working after a little while. But what you see right now, this combination of hardware, so this Pentium 3500, 256 megabytes of RAM, and this little S3 video card, they've been running memtest for a number of hours and everything has been working totally fine. I even installed Windows XP, but not on the compact flash. This compact flash, for whatever reason, none of my boards seems to like it, so I ended up with an SD card through an adapter. But the Aztec is an ISA card. We got an ISA slot, we got MS-DOS, we got MS-DOS drivers, so we'll use that for testing. Alright, everything is set. Let me power on the power supply, and this board will power up briefly whenever the power supply is powered on. 3, 2, 1, go. Something's going on. This Intel board is kind of weird. Whenever you give power to the board, it powers on for a moment and then it stops. It's kind of, I'm coming alive, but then the BIOS says, do not start. Just go to the off state whenever you get power, and it powers off again. The fan of the CPU is not running, and from my previous experience when the CPU failed, that was something with the CPU, that the fan doesn't start. Obviously, there are no codes. Oh, that's weird. What's going on? It was working a moment ago. What have I done? No, I just said I want a reliable system. I mean, is this the Aztec, which is somehow upsetting the Intel? Let's have a look. Power supply on? Yes, look at that. It powers on, it runs some code, and then it stops. And now if I turn this on, I'd imagine it's just, yeah, posting as expected. Yeah. Yeah, there it is. It's working totally fine. So either my plan is failing completely and this board is too fussy or whatever. I know the Intel boards are a bit weird, or there's something massively wrong with this card. As we say in Italy, if I know my chickens, I think I want to try another motherboard, which is, again, it was the whole point of having a reliable set. But anyway, let me get another motherboard with an ISO slot and we'll test there as well. Alright, I got a Socket 7 motherboard. This is a Crusader TX. It's an Intel TX chipset. Let's make sure it works first. Yes. Yeah, I think it's working. Pentium 166, that is fine, and 128 megabytes of RAM. Yes, this works totally fine. So let's plug in the Aztec and see what happens here. Aztec is in, let's turn it on. Oh, look at that. This is also not posting. So the Aztec is upset in the bus. Amazing, okay. Well, I guess there's a video repair coming in at some point. And while I was inspecting the card, I think I actually found a problem. I don't know how much you can see it, but there is a little bump on this chip. You might be able to see it if I do this. Yeah, that's not dirt. That's actually damage on the chip. That is a 245. It's a bus transceiver that sits on the ISA bus. So clearly, if that is shorted, broken, whatever, it's upsetting the ISA bus, and therefore the computer doesn't start. Now, I don't see any other obvious damage on this board, so hopefully that was it. But there is obviously a chance that something happened on the motherboard where this card was living. The 245 was damaged, but chances are there might be other damage. But yeah, that would be the first component to replace. That's going to be for a future repair video. I'll make a note for this one. Let's move to the next item. And we have a motherboard. This is the Asus A7V333. This is a Socket 8 motherboard. This board came out around 2002, and I understand this used to be the flagship of Asus for AMD processors. It features a VIA KT333 chipset, and as the name suggests, well, it can reach 333 MHz as FSP, 3 GB of maximum RAM, and the usual wide support for AMD processors of the time. We have 5 PCI slots and an AGP4X Pro. I understand the AGP Pro was designed for light workstations, for those video cards which required more power. We have integrated sound, USB 2, and I understand that some revisions of this board, they actually include a Promise controller for RAID. Which is not the case for the sample. This is where the Promise controller would be, and this is where the extra IDE connectors would be if the board had a Promise controller. Now this comes with an AMD Athlon, it's a 1 GHz version, and it also comes with some pretty obvious issues. Unfortunately, the VRM capacitors have all swollen up, so I'd imagine there's really no point in testing this board. I mean, it might work. It really depends on how badly they are, if they still have a little bit of capacitance inside. But obviously, this board will need a recap. Well, at least the capacitors by the VRM, which are these 4 Nichicon 3300 microfarad 6.3 volts. So I'll make a note for this board that it needs a recap, and I guess I'll test it and repair it in a future video. So let's move to the next item, which is another motherboard. It's a big one. And it's a Socket 7 Intel board, which are kind of special. It's a mid-90s reference board from Intel featuring the 430FX chipset. Its code name was Triton 1, and it was the first chipset to support PCI. Now, the weird thing about this board is that you can find it in Socket 5 version up to 133 MHz Pentium, or like this one with a Socket 7 up to 200 MHz. No MMX available, just vanilla Pentium processors. You can find versions of this board with cache soldered on board, like this one, or without the cache soldered and the Coast module here, where you can plug your own cache module. You can find this board with an S3 3064 chip on the motherboard itself, and also one with the Sound Blaster Vibra 16 chip. The board would come with a little bracket that would plug here, where obviously there's nothing connected, and would give you audio inputs and outputs. I don't know where, but the internet says that this board would also support an O32 upgrade module. So this board looks very Intel, very solid, and Arno is telling me that this board is completely dead, no signs of life. So let's give it a go. Alright, I should have set up the board for the usual vanilla 166 MHz. I got a video card, I've got my postcard. I haven't got a heatsink at the time being because I want to, see if it's doing something. If it's not doing anything, there's no point in fiddling with the heatsink, and I might want to check the clocks and the voltage real quick. I mean, I like how big the capacitors are on this board. I don't know whether this is for the RAM or for the CPU, but we have this big chunky capacitors. Impressive. Anyway, let's try and turn it on and see what it does. There's no tantalum on this board, so shouldn't explode. Are we going to have any signs of life whatsoever? 3, 2, 1, go. Yes. The CPU is not doing much though. So I don't know. I mean, someone is clearly executing that code. The CPU is not stone cold, but more or less it should be very hot by now. Do I have a video output? Of course we don't have a video output, but we definitely have something coming out of it. The board is responding to reset, and the CPU got a little warmer when I reset it. Now I see there on the terminals there's some mention of sleep. Now, it would be quite unusual for a socket 7 to have like a sleep function, but I don't know. Let me have a look at the manual in case the board is now in kind of a standby limbo and it's expecting someone to push a button. You never know. And yes, this board has some power saving features. The first one is this soft off sleep. The board is supporting some, I would say, early ATX power supplies. They were able to switch off via software. It's this little connector here, and the software Windows can actually turn off and on the power supply through that switch there. But I don't think that that's what we're looking for. What we might want to try is this sleep resume option. And you got pin 1 is 5 volts and pin 2 is comatose. Makes me laugh a bit. And that allows the board to get into sleep mode or wake up from sleep mode. Now, I don't know why this board would be in sleep mode right now, but the fact that it's executing some code and then it stops, it actually reminds me the other Intel board, which when power is applied, it runs some code and then it stops. So, I don't know, I'm kind of optimistic here. Now, my only concern is that the manual says the front panel connector is J2A1 and J1B1, while here they're labeled J5A1 and J5A2. So, I don't know. Well, there are a couple of pins that say slip on it. So, let's give it a go. So, let's apply power. And yes, we get there. So, let's try and short this sleep thing and see what happens. Nothing. A good fat nothing. Okay, that's not great. Now I'm being a bit careful because on that front panel connector we also have fan power, so I can't just short everything because that would be shorting 12 volts to ground. Now if I turn on the motherboard without the RAM, it beeps and the CPU is getting warmer than it was getting before when it was in that limbo mode. Something is definitely happening. One thing to test straight away is to clear the BIOS switch number 4. And that doesn't work, unfortunately. Now, as a quick test, I'd like to pull up the external SMI pin, but once again, I don't want to just short it. So I got this little 10 kilo ohm resistor with a couple of connectors here, terminals, and we're going to try that one. The manual says you can connect a dual pole switch, so it should be safe to just short it, just to be on the safe side. Also, I'm a bit concerned because pin 4 doesn't seem to be ground. Unless it's a different ground, it doesn't look to be connected to the rest of the ground. So, I'm taking this manual with a pinch of salt. Let's power on the board, 3, 2, 1, go. This stops at F1, yeah. And let's try and pull up external SMI. No, nothing. Okay. So let's try to ground PS on instead, which are the other 2 pins. And nothing happens. Okay. That was a big fail. Well, my gut's feelings say that this is a simple thing. It's something I'm missing, something that the board is expecting. I don't know, it's just my gut's feeling. But that's going to be for another video. So, I'll make a note of the little quick diagnostic I've done on this one, and there will be another video. Let's move to the next item. The next item is a GPU. This is an Asus GeForce 7900 GTX, released in 2006. It features an NVIDIA G71 from the Curie architecture. It can go up to 650 MHz of clock, and it also features 512 MB of GDDR3 on a 256-bit bus. I understand that back in 2006, this was NVIDIA's flagship. So this must be a very good card to game on. And from Arnold's email, there's something wrong with this card and there must be some memory issue. He tried to downclock it using a modified BIOS, but apparently that didn't work. So I'd imagine this is being seen by the operating system, but then it fails when it games or when it's been benchmarked or tested, something like that. Now, the downside of this is not AGP anymore, this is PCI Express, so that means my Intel 440BX motherboard is not going to work with this, and I will need a complete new test bench. Which is going to be this. This is my Gigabyte G31M. I understand that this is more or less from the same era, probably 1 or 2 years younger. And it features a PCI Express slot, so that's going to work with that. Now the downside is I don't have anything ready for this motherboard, so I will have to install an operating system, the drivers, testing software, a game maybe, just for testing this board, which likely is not going to work. But hey, I really would like to see what this card is doing, so for you it's going to be a few seconds, for me it's probably going to be a few hours. And here we are, it wasn't too bad to be honest. I've got Windows XP installed, let's install the graphic card and then we'll install the drivers. Let's turn it up, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, well the fan is spinning. Do we have an output at all? Fan has spun up and down. I don't see an output. Not sure whether it could be my capture device though. I'm using DVI1 as an output through an HDMI adapter. Well, unfortunately, I don't have any output whatsoever. Let me try on my monitor directly. And this time it was a combination of the resolutions, the cables, the capture device, OBS, everything. But it is working, so at least it made sense to work so much time to get this system up and running. Now, this is running with Windows drivers, so let's install the actual drivers. For this board, I chose drivers 190.62, even though I believe one of the latest versions compatible with this board is like 300, but apparently by looking online, this is the best for this card. That's a lot of drivers. Let's restart the system to give the drivers the opportunity to fully install. And yes, now we also get the post text and everything. I don't know why it wasn't working before, but it wasn't working. And we're back in Windows. The drivers are fully installed. So far, it looks totally fine. I would say, let me run some benchmarks. I downloaded 3D Marks 2006, which I understand should be the one for this card. I've selected a full HD resolution. I'm not sure whether that could be a bit too much for 2006, but let's see what happens and let's run the default 3D Mark. Right, this is quite interesting and I'm honestly not sure whether it's my capture device or something else, but when the graphic is rendered, it looks fine. Right, we have a run out of memory error, so that could be referring to something wrong with the VRAM of the GPU itself. Let's try running this test at a lower resolution. And no, it's doing the same thing, so I mean it could be anything, you know, this is just a card into Windows XP, could be that specific driver or something. Now, wait a sec, now it's completely corrupted, okay. That's kind of weird, yeah, that's so interesting. Unless that's supposed to be like that, but I don't think so. That looks like massive corruption of some sort. Let me try a different benchmark. I have one here I'd like to try. It's 3D Mark 2001. I'm just curious to see whether it comes out with a different outcome. And no, it's doing the same, so it's kind of weird. Let me just double check that this flashing happens on my monitor as well. And yes, it happens on my monitor as well, so there's nothing wrong with the capture device, and this is the fault with the card. Now, is this going to be a RAM problem, or is it going to be something else? I mean, it's mostly flashing, but there's clearly something wrong with the graphic. I mean, you can see like here, people have no bodies. So something's definitely happening with the rendering as well. Enough flashing for today. I guess this is what we needed to know about the 7900 GPU card. I'll make a note about it and I might make a repair in the future, though I guess it's kind of difficult unless there is some diagnostics from NVIDIA. With modern video cards, there are some tools like mats and mods. I'm not entirely sure for generation 7 whether there's something available. Maybe just a generic RAM testing is going to be enough, but there's quite a lot of chips, by the way, so we would really need something to point out which one one of the chip is the one which is faulty. And as usual, it could also be the main chip, the core, which has come loose at the bottom where the BGA balls are and is causing a RAM issue. But actually the issue is with the connection under the core and not under the memory. Who knows? I would say it's time to move to the next two items. And for those, I asked a good friend of mine to give me a hand. All right, so the next items I've got are these two video cards, and these have a 3DFX logo on it. So these should be Voodoo some sort of cards. Now, from the email from Arno, I have two messages. One that says one of these should be a Voodoo 1 graphic adapter from Diamond. Oh, they're both from Diamond. And Arno says it's recognized by Windows but displays a black screen when starting a game. He had missing caps, which I replaced the best I could, but it didn't make a difference. The card has some mild corrosion, but nothing really shocking. And the other card is a Diamond Monster Fusion AGP, so that's going to be this one, because this is a PCI card with a scratch, which severed some traces. Also, a few caps were missing, which I replaced, but it did not help. I'm also suspecting loose legs on one or more chips. It needs some TLC to make it work again. Now, I know nothing about Voodoo cards. These would be my very first Voodoo cards. And I happen to know someone who's very, very experienced with Voodoo cards. They made quite a few repairs. So I've decided to ask for his help. And so let's welcome to this video, Alex of Bits and Bolts. Hello, Alex.
Hello, Tony. And hello, everyone. How are you? I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I am very well. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. So thank you for your time for this, and hopefully we're going to have some fun, and hopefully by the end of this we're going to have these two working cards.
Well, I wouldn't miss it, and you're starting very strong. I think I have never fixed a Banshee. This is the Diamond Monster Fusion, the one that's on the top. So okay. Yeah, I never had one of these on my channel. I only focused on, so this is something very interesting.
Right, so we're going to do some exploration together then.
Right.
Now, would you be able to give us a little overview of these two cards? What are they? What do I need to make them work, and this kind of stuff?
So let's start with the Voodoo 1, or the original Voodoo graphics, the bottom one. Yes, this is the first one that 3DFX released, and this is the one that you can say it as it is. It revolutionized PC 3D gaming. This was when this was released in 1996. It changed everything. This card was only dedicated for 3D rendering, so it had to be great. You needed a 2D card in your system to make this entire setup work, because only games were utilizing this card.
Oh, I see. So that would explain why I see that there's an input here and an output.
Yes.
So you need a 2D card, outputting 2D, and then 2D goes through here.
Correct.
Okay, so I guess we can test it in a minute and see what's wrong with this one. This seems to be, I don't know, I have kind of good expectations from this card, a good feeling about it. We'll see. Let's move to the other one before we start diagnosing this one, or at least have a look at it. Let's move to this one. So what can you tell me about this? I don't see an input here. I only have an output VGA.
Yes, because this card now includes a 2D section in the core. So you have 2D and 3D on the card. I actually had to look this up because I said I don't know much about the Banshee. So this is the 3DFX codename Banshee.
Okay. That's why it says Ban here.
Probably, yes. Chip. This card is based on the Voodoo 2 architecture.
Okay.
So we have seen two chips on the Voodoo 1. One is a frame buffer, and the other one is a texture mapping unit, the two 3DFX chips. Yes, and it's actually mentioned here. So on the bottom, the FBI.
Here, PMU and FBI.
So the frame buffer and a texture mapping unit.
Okay.
So one is responsible for applying textures, that your 3D objects are colorful, the top one, and the bottom one is it's the buffer that's basically building the frame that is going to show on the screen.
Gotcha.
And each of them has access to 2 megabytes on this card. So this is 512 megabytes each memory chip. The Banshee unified this, and you have 16 megabytes on this card. So this is also very interesting.
I've been clipping my audio. I was doing some sound tests the other day. I forgot to bring back the volume.
Okay. So this card only has one texture mapping unit in the core. So we have the Voodoo 2 architecture plus a 2D chip in this package, but only one texture mapping unit. So it cannot do multi-texturing.
This is also, what did Arno say? This is not working at all? Yeah, he didn't say anything. He said about scratches and few caps missing which were replaced.
Oh, I think here in this corner
something missing here.
Yeah. Oh, I see a wire up there on the BIOS chip. There's something. I think there's something coming out of a wire.
Oh, you mean? Okay.
I think this is.
There's something here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's. I got the microscope connected, so we can have a look.
Right.
Okay. Definitely something happened here. That being said, I'm not entirely sure. That looks like dirt.
Yeah, I can see the fiberglass structure inside the PCB.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Okay, so we have one severed trace here. Then this is probably fine. This is also severed.
Yeah.
And this one. So we have 1, 2, 3 traces to be fixed. And then we said something. Is the BIOS chip?
Yeah, there you go.
What's happened here?
Oh.
Well, this this is not going to work very well.
No.
No. Okay, no. I do have continuity here.
Okay.
I don't know if you can hear it. Probably not.
Very briefly.
Okay. So I'd imagine if there is a problem, it's on the other side. I don't know which one is it, but it's here, somewhere here. It could be either this one or behind it. So I don't know why someone decided to add this bodge wire because I have continuity.
Can you pull it? Can you pull it out, that wire? Oh, you got it. You're right.
Yes.
It's just a wire stuck into the via.
Let's see if I still have continuity here. Yeah.
Okay.
I would say we can start with this and see what it does on the MS-DOS. And then, to be honest, I would say there's no point in testing this with broken traces.
Yeah.
So I will fix the traces on this one the best I can. So let's begin with this one. So diamond is going here. And 2D card is going here.
You can run Mojo and let's see what happens.
Okay, let's see what happens.
Oh. that's not good.
That's really bad. Let me reset this a few times. I think I never used this PCI slot. So who knows?
You could also run the detect application, which might give you a little bit more details what is plugged in.
Okay. So this is still saying no Voodoo cards. Yeah. It's like LSPCI in Linux?
Maybe. Unfortunately, I have no idea.
Ah, yes.
So, there's no Voodoo card detected at all.
So the next step would be to take the card under the microscope and have a look at those legs.
Oh, you can move those. So from my experience, sometimes they just introduce some sort of resistance that basically makes the card not work. If you can move pins like this, it has to be reflown.
Oh, it shouldn't, of course. Yeah. Oh, no, 100%. Let's continue our little inspection here. Let's have a look. I mean, to be honest, these are not great, right?
No, they are not great at all. Yeah, unfortunately, I think this is that is going through the gold layer. Like here, it might be broken. Yes. Okay, well, we can check. I mean, it would take a little bit of time, but we can definitely check that. So, of course, underneath there is copper. Yes. But I think this comes back kind of okay. All right, so I've resoldered the legs of the Voodoo 1, and Alex, it didn't go very well. I think it was corrosion. At the beginning, I thought it was an issue with my soldering tape. I thought it was too small and it had not enough thermal mass. But what was happening eventually, I realized that there was corrosion, actually not corrosion, oxidation on the solder, and it wouldn't melt. It was like soldering on concrete. That's usually my expression when I'm soldering on some battery damage, corroded pads or solder joint. So it took me quite some time. I made like 1,000 different bridges, but eventually I realized I had to apply some fresh solder, pass over
all the joint, not all the joints, but all the legs, even if that meant making lots and lots of bridges, but that was burning the oxidation. Then adding more flux, I think I used like half of my flux range for this card, passed again, removed the bridges, and then I could see the actual solder melting, and I can make sure that everything was right.
And now detect, and
3, 2, 1.
hey!
Really?
Yes!
I can't believe that. Okay, now Mojo. Let's see what happens. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, good.
There's no memory.
Yes, but at least something. At least something.
It is definitely something. I'm just wondering how much that was the legs being resoldered and how much that was me just reseating the card.
But that the card actually shows up and it reports
Yes.
some information. I think the connection to the board is okay.
No?
Oh, you got 2 megabytes now,
I've got 2
FBI
megabytes
memory.
now.
So
There you go. Moment of truth. Is it going to work?
Oh, it's still dead.
Still dead. Oh,
okay.
no. Okay, so that's going to be an interesting fix. Now, meanwhile, while I was doing the soldering for the Voodoo one, I actually went ahead.
Oh, very clean and very nice.
Thank you. And fixed the Banshee. Banshee, yes. So I fixed 3 traces, as we said. This one, which is coming here. Then this one, this is a via, and it's going under this chip, and this one, which was broken. I had a look at the BIOS leg as well, this part here, and there is nothing wrong between the via and the chip and the leg itself. The problem is at the back, where the via is behind the sticker, I think. So it's under the sticker, so I'll have to remove the sticker real quick. I'm optimistic, but I guess we can check. Oh, wait, shit. Oh, no.
What?
I think I broke some traces.
Oh, no,
Look.
there is.
Oh,
there is.
But that's a repair.
Yes,
That's a repair.
100%.
That is 100% a repair. Now, do I have continuity here? Yes. Okay, so that's definitely, you might not be able to hear the beep. Now, do I have continuity with the leg of the BIOS? Yeah. It's working.
Okay.
So the wire on top was unnecessary. What was necessary was the fix here at the back. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Perfect. Okay, so let's try this. I did test this board with AGP. That was a few days ago, or maybe yesterday. I know it should work. 3, 2, 1, go. It is turning on. It's getting warm. I have an output, I think.
Oh!
Yes! Look, we have an output. The chip is kind of okay. Let's see. Yes, we have a 3DFX VGA compatible display, so that's good.
You can try.
What happens if I run Mojo?
Yes, I want to know that now as well. I probably will say it will not detect it, but... Oh,
I've lost output.
It crashed completely. Okay, fine.
It crashed completely.
I have never...
Yeah, OSC doesn't say anything coming in, so... Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
And this works. And this is software.
No.
This looks like it's software, Tony. This is not 3DFX.
Why?
That's not good. Oh. Book, I see it. It does look 3D, but this is not 3D. You see how it's not properly rendered.
Yeah.
This is software. So this is unfortunately not working, and I don't know. I have never tried Tomb Raider in DOS with a Banshee.
Okay. Well, anything. I'm happy to set the computer up for Windows. Windows XP, okay, or does it need 98?
I think for this system, it should be Windows 98.
And here we go. We got Windows 98 on screen. It didn't take too much time, so that was kind of painless. Meanwhile, Alex, being the smart person he is, Alex found a way to run the Banshee under MS-DOS. So I got the file that he sent me, and I think I'd rather go and test this card on MS-DOS rather than Windows 98. We might do Windows 98 another time. Finger crossed, this is going to work. Is it working? Yes, maybe.
And we have MIP mapping. So yes, you're running 3DFX.
Really?
Yes, you're running in 3DFX.
We fixed something.
Yeah.
I think it's better. It's very dark though. Very, very dark.
Maybe you still have to test Windows if you have 3D Mark or something like this, and check if the card delivers
Maybe
the same.
it's a good idea. Why not? Maybe.
Hey.
Yes. Look, we have it. Increase it a bit.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Wait.
There's not much though. 16 colors.
Yeah, no. This is something is off. So
let's try. I should have. Yes.
It won't work. 100%. There's a problem. I mean, we can try it, but I think
I
there's
know
a
what you're saying. I know what
problem
you're saying.
with the driver.
I have it here. Let me try. See what it says.
Yeah.
Boo.
So I think a monitor change will not help anything either, I believe, because this was also something that sometimes I change the default monitor to plug-and-play monitor.
Okay.
Just this one, correct. And check this monitor is Energy Star compliant. Yeah, there we go. And okay.
Okay.
There you go. It was your monitor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Seriously?
Yeah, it was a monitor.
Okay. Could be. Well, let's try 3D Mark.
Yeah,
I don't think it's gonna work.
I still have a bad feeling about that.
Yeah. Okay. Then I don't know what to do. What else can we try?
Well, the usual games that I would use is Unreal and Unreal Tournament, but if the...
Yeah, I mean, I have them somewhere. Play. Is it gonna work? Detecting, that's the point.
Well,
yes, 3DFX guide. That's good start.
Yeah.
Next. High everything, yes. Standard video resolution. Is it gonna work? 3, 2, 1, go.
No.
3, 2, 1, go. Uh-huh.
Okay, I think this is...
This is very fast. 54 frames per second, look.
Yeah.
It's working though.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. I highly doubt you will get this type of frame rate. I honestly, I've never tried this, so... But this looks...
Definitely, this is not software. No, it's very fast.
Yeah. And it's... you have textures.
I'm playing this with a trackball, okay? Okay, wow, amazing. This is working. We actually fixed this card.
It's still kind of confusing. I wonder if maybe if you run 3D Mark now, maybe installing DirectX again, something has changed. Oh, something's happened. Yes, it works.
Why is that?
Windows 98.
Why is it always? Why is the answer always Windows? Oh, look at that.
So this looks fine. I think you don't have an issue. That just maybe Tomb Raider is just dark for... Yeah. Could be the file that I gave you, the driver that is there. It has some gamma values or whatever. That's...
Now, that was the Banshee. We left the Voodoo one, which is here. Earlier on in the video, I think, I've been editing a bit, so I think I remember where we went, where I did resolder all the pins around. Nothing changed. And since the last segment, we did some, how would you call it, off-camera test, Alex and I. So we tested the RAM chips, each one of the pins of the legs, and in resistance mode, in diode mode, to see if there was something massively wrong. We did some comparison between my card and Alex's card. I checked all the components here at the back, all the resistors, to see whether they were reading something meaningful or something completely off. What did I do else? I don't think I did anything else, but we couldn't really find anything. So This is kind of a dead end, but there is one thing that I've done, which I'd like to try now. I haven't tested it yet. I went ahead and resoldered all the RAM pins, or legs, and also the RAM DAC legs, because you told me the RAM DAC here is not just for the VGA output, it also has some clock generations.
Yeah, that's correct.
Let's try it now, if by any chance it works. If it doesn't, well, that's going to be for another video, and we'll think of what to do. Moment of truth. Is it going to work? 3, 2, 1. No. Dead.
Still.
Okay, so for now, this is a dead end. Think of what to do. It was fantastic. I think we should do this again. I hope our viewers have enjoyed this little journey. If you have been watching this video on the public channel, a public video, well, the collaboration between Alex and I is just a small condensed version of the full video, which is going to be available on my Patreon and on my Google membership for all the supporting members. I still have to fully finish the editing of the video, but for now it's more than 1 hour and a half of video, so it's going to be lots of fun. Alex and I fiddling with motherboards and boards and drivers and everything. So if you want to watch the whole video, well, you know where to find it. All the links are down below in the description. And let me thank Alex for investing quite of some of his time into this, because obviously, again, this is taking quite a lot of time. I had fun personally, so I hope you had fun as well, Alex.
Yes, I did, and I did learn already something that I didn't know before, because I have never worked with a Voodoo Banshee before, so...
There we go. I've learned even more, because obviously that was my first Voodoo at all, Voodoo 1, Voodoo Banshee, anything. So for me, it was a learning experience, and for you, hopefully it was good fun as well. And well, thank you, Alex, for joining us today. And once again, I really hope that we can do this again.
I hope so. Thank you so much, Tony, for having me, and well, till next time.
Enjoy your day.
You too. Bye-bye.
And I think this is it for today. We finally got to the end of the first box. And I thought we could do both boxes in one video, but you know, it never works the way you have in mind. On a future video, we're gonna continue with the next box, the donation from Germany, and also another mystery item that I'd like to show you on camera. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed these videos, and if you did, as usual, I'd appreciate a thumb up down below, and also consider subscribing to my channel and my second channel if you like this kind of things. Don't forget I'm on Facebook and Patreon, and the links are down below in the description. There is a free tier on Patreon, so no excuses, but if you don't want to support me on Patreon, well, maybe you can buy me a coffee, and the link is also down below in the description. If you don't want to buy me a coffee, that is totally fine, and I hope you enjoy the videos. Well, that's it for today. I wish you a great day, and hope to see you again soon here on my channels for my next videos. Thank you very much, and goodbye. Bye-bye.